Hello everyone, Nick here. This is another single take video, non-editing single take video with reaction and thoughts. And this time round, it is the delay of No Time to Die, the 25th James Bond film from April 2021 to October 2021. This is like the sixth release date, because it was going to be November 2019 when Danny Boyle was doing the project. Then it was delayed to February 2020 when he left, and then to April 2020 when they were late starting filming. And also, I think Universal had a date opening, date release week for April that they could use. I think it was because Fast and Furious 9 might have been pushed back. Not Fast, yeah. And then the pandemic hit, and the film was delayed to November 2020, and then again to April 2021. So now the film has once again been delayed to October 2021. So this is the sixth release date. This is the fifth delay, third due to coronavirus. So yeah, and it's getting a bit tiring. It's getting a bit frustrating, but we can't really do anything about it. It's getting annoying. If they'd started filming in February 2020 or March 2019, if they started filming in March 2019 instead of April, maybe the film would have been out in February 2020. It would have been out by then. Or better still, if they're having any issues with Boyle, maybe it would have been out in November 2019. But no, because of the delayed film, slightly delayed in filming, it was April 2020, and then thanks to the pandemic, it's been pushed back further and further and further. I do think it would have made a lot of money in February 2020. I'm not sure how many of the films were making that much money at the time, because of the pandemic hadn't really properly hit until March over here, but it was starting to affect. But I'm not sure whether how many films had suffered with budget. Box office in February. But I think No Time to Die would have made a good amount for a couple of weeks before cinemas would have closed. Bloody pandemic, I know, but and the whole rumored about the film being delayed once again, delayed further from April 2021. That was always a possibility, and it already had been rumored for the last couple of weeks that it could be delayed further than April 2021, and it was always the possibility, and especially with the third national lockdown in the UK. Hopefully things are, yeah, actually no, the numbers are still rising in the UK. So we've got one of the highest death tolls in the world. So yeah, it looks like the April release date would still not be possible, even if the lockdown would ended by then, and if the pandemic had died down. April still seemed to be a bit difficult, and it's going to be a busy summer. So it's been pushed back to October, not November, because otherwise it'd be in competition with Mission Impossible 7, which I'm also looking forward to, because I loved Mission Impossible 6 Fallout. That was an amazing film. Thankfully, that film's only been pushed back from the summer to the autumn, because it was always supposed to come out in 2021. It's only been pushed back from July, August to November. So yeah, and hopefully this Mission Impossible 8, which they're filming back to back, or at least that was the plan before the pandemic hit, will also come out in autumn 2022 or early 2023 at least. But yeah, but with No Time to Die, it will be October now, to avoid direct competition with Mission Impossible 7 for a couple of weeks, or at least a month. But yeah, it still had to move from April to avoid that. It's been moved to April from April because the current situation, and it's not just the UK, the rest of the world is still in that situation. So yeah, gotta wait till October now. So, yeah, I'm waiting for October for quite a few things. We've got Doctor Who Series 13 is supposed to come out in October. Well, they haven't officially announced when it's coming out. They probably won't do that until a month in advance, knowing that. I know Chris Chibnall likes to keep secrecy on stuff, but sometimes it goes really secrecy. So when you want to know when the series is coming out, you don't know until like a month in advance. So yeah, but I'm expecting it's going to be October or very early November. So yeah, still have to wait 10, 11 months for one thing anyway. So may as well throw in another franchise that I love, and we'll get them not quite back to back, but within a month of each other. And there will be other films, hopefully, coming out in 2021 from April, May to October time. There's stuff delayed from last year. There's stuff that's supposed to come out this year in the first place. So hopefully we'll get some stuff out in April, May through to October, and hopefully they won't get pushed back too much. Yeah, I'm wondering if they're gonna start planning the next film, because they've got so much extra time to plan the next film, because this film isn't coming out. No Time to Die is not coming out until October, so they've got lots more time to plan the 26th James Bond film. They've got time to find the new actor. They've got time to write the script. They've got time to ask Cary Fukunaga to come back to direct, or ask a new person to direct. They've got plenty of time to plan Bond 26, and then when stuff dies down a little bit, and once No Time to Die comes out, then they can probably go out and shoot the 26th film and get that out in a couple of years' time. I don't expect they won't be rushing it. They don't want to make the same mistake like Quantum of Solace or Tomorrow Never Dies, or from Russia of Love, where they will quickly rush out another film shortly after the previous, because their last one had a very long gap between the one before that and since the one before that. So I don't think they're going to rush out another one within 2 years. I don't think it's going to come out in 2023, 2024, maybe 2025. 2022. It won't come out in 2022. It won't come out. It might not come out in 2023. It could come out 2024 or 2025. So yeah, they'll probably want to work. Hopefully, they'll start planning the 26th film, but they won't want to rush it like From Russia of Love, Tomorrow Never Dies, and Quantum of Solace. Okay, From Russia of Love wasn't a big gap since the previous film. It was because the first film did so well. They went into it pretty quickly. But Tomorrow Never Dies and Quantum of Solace, they went into those quickly after the success of the previous films, because the previous films then had quite big gaps prior to those ones, since the ones before them. So I can see history kind of repeating itself now, because No Time to Die has had a big gap between it and Spectre. They could possibly rush into Bond 26. No, with the current situation with the world and with this extra time to plan the film, then I think they've got enough time for them to plan the film, get the new actor in, and get Cary Fukunaga back, or a new director back, depending on what whether they liked him or not, and shoot the movie. It might have to be in COVID conditions, or at least to start with anyway, under pandemic conditions, but they could still probably be able to get the film out within 2 to 3 years. 2 years might seem to be a bit of a rush, but 3 or 4 years maybe. They might be, and then maybe they can get back into doing a 2 to 3 year films every 2 or 3 years after that, but without having to rush them, more like back to normal basis schedule like they did in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. Well, most parts. So hopefully things will get back on track for them. But as for No Time to Die, the film just keeps getting pushed back further and further and further. Would it end up being the 2022 release for the 60th anniversary film? Possibly. And if it does end up going back into being pushed into 2022, if it ends up being pushed back into March, mid to late March or later, then it will become the longest gap between films. Currently, License to Kill to GoldenEye holds that record of 6 years and 4 months. I think it was July 89 to November 95, so that's about 4 months. 6 years, 4 months. So if No Time to Die beats that record, it would have to come out in March or April 2022 at mid to late March 2022 or April 2022 or later. So it won't beat the longest film gap record until about halfway through end of March 2022. So this will still be the second longest gap between films in the Bond series, but it won't be the longest unless we pass the March 2022, late March 2022 boundary. If it gets delayed to April 2022, then yeah, it will be the longest gap. Is there a possibility of it being brought forward? I was also wondering whether that would be a thing. Probably not. If the summer's going to be packed and this pandemic doesn't go away that quickly, or if the effects still go on for a while, then probably not. I think October is going to be the sticking date, and if there's any further delay, I think they'll delay it when we get closer to that release date, as opposed to now we're kind of halfway there from October, November 2020 to April 2021. We're kind of halfway there. and now it's been pushed back further to October 2021. So I don't think they'll delay it again until July, August, September time, um, a couple months before the film comes out. If they are going to delay it again, I don't think they'll do it until July at earliest. So yeah, but so hopefully we'll be able to stick this date as the firmly stuck date for the film, at least for now. So that's really about it on my thoughts and opinions. It sucks, but we'll just keep waiting until it comes out, and it will be released in cinemas, so that's good. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time, hopefully for something a bit more upbeat. Goodbye.